For more than 2 decades, Apple has been one of the most successful companies in the world. It transformed personal technology, reinvented entire product categories, built one of the strongest brands in business history, and became a company that millions of customers trust almost automatically. Few businesses have achieved what Apple has achieved. The iPhone changed the smartphone industry. The iPad created a new category of consumer electronics. The Apple Watch became one of the most successful wearable devices ever made. And the company's ecosystem created a level of customer loyalty that competitors have spent years trying to match. For a long time, Apple seemed almost unstoppable. Every new product launch generated attention. Every financial report attracted headlines, and every strategic decision was closely watched by investors around the world. But in 2026, Apple is facing something it hasn't faced in years. Not a crisis, not a collapse, and not a sudden decline. Something potentially more difficult, a future that is becoming harder to define. Because the biggest challenge facing Apple today isn't competition. It's what comes next. For years, the iPhone has been the center of Apple's business. The device helped create one of the most valuable companies in history. Even today, the iPhone remains enormously important. Millions of people upgrade regularly. The product generates billions in revenue, and it serves as the foundation of Apple's broader ecosystem. But there's a challenge. The smartphone market is maturing. Consumers are keeping devices longer. Upgrade cycles have slowed. And modern smartphones have become so capable that many people don't feel the need to replace them as frequently as before. That's not necessarily bad news. It reflects the quality of modern devices. But it does create a problem. How does Apple maintain growth when its most important product category is no longer expanding the way it once did? That question sits at the center of the company's biggest challenge. Another issue is innovation expectations. Apple may be a victim of its own success. The company built its reputation on revolutionary products. The iPod, the iPhone, the iPad. Products that fundamentally changed consumer behavior. As a result, customers, investors, and the media constantly expect the next breakthrough. But revolutionary products are rare. They don't appear every year. They don't even appear every decade. Yet Apple faces pressure to continually deliver something extraordinary. That's an incredibly difficult standard. Few companies in history have been expected to reinvent industries repeatedly. Apple faces that expectation every day. Competition is becoming more intense as well, not because competitors are necessarily winning, but because technology markets are becoming more crowded. Smartphones are mature. Laptops are mature. Tablets are mature. Many products across the industry now offer excellent performance. The gap between competitors has narrowed in certain areas. That means Apple must work harder to differentiate itself. The company can no longer rely solely on hardware improvements. It needs stronger ecosystems, better services, deeper integration, and compelling reasons for customers to stay engaged. Fortunately for Apple, its ecosystem remains one of its biggest strengths. But maintaining that advantage requires constant investment. Services represent another challenge. For years, Apple has successfully expanded beyond hardware. Cloud storage, music subscriptions, video services, payment systems, and other recurring offerings have become increasingly important. These businesses help diversify revenue and strengthen customer relationships. However, they also create new expectations. Investors now expect growth from multiple parts of the company, not just from devices. Apple must perform well across an increasingly broad range of businesses. That creates complexity, and complexity creates pressure. Another challenge involves the broader technology landscape. The pace of change is accelerating. New computing platforms are emerging, consumer habits are evolving, and technology companies are investing heavily in future categories.
Microsoft's AI is tightly coupled with its cloud and productivity ecosystem. Switching away becomes difficult. Apple's ecosystem lock-in revolves around devices and operating systems. If enterprise workflows rely more heavily on AI embedded at the OS level, Apple gains influence. Sixth, developer ecosystems. Microsoft supports enterprise developers through its cloud tools and integrated AI APIs. Apple's developer ecosystem is strong in consumer apps, but enterprise AI development remains less central to its brand. The winner may be determined by which ecosystem becomes more indispensable. Seventh, hybrid work transformation. As remote and hybrid work persists, AI tools that summarize meetings, transcribe calls, draft follow-ups, and organize tasks become critical. Microsoft has positioned itself strongly in collaborative enterprise AI. Apple may focus more on enhancing individual productivity on devices. Different angles, same objective. Eighth, enterprise fleet decisions. Corporate IT departments choose device standards carefully. If AI becomes a defining feature of next-generation PCs, hardware decisions become strategic. Microsoft is pushing AI-enabled Windows PCs aggressively. Apple is embedding AI acceleration deeply into Macs and iPads. Ninth, perception and branding. Microsoft is perceived as enterprise native. Apple is perceived as premium and privacy-focused. Enterprise AI adoption may depend on trust in data security, reliability, and long-term support. 10th, long-term platform control. AI is becoming the interface layer between users and software. If employees increasingly interact with AI assistants rather than navigating menus manually, whoever controls that assistant controls workflow influence. Microsoft wants its copilots to become default enterprise interfaces. Apple may aim to embed contextual intelligence at the operating system level. The deeper shift is this. Enterprise computing is moving from tool-based interaction to intelligence-assisted interaction. The traditional battle over operating systems and office software is evolving into a battle over AI mediation. Who helps employees think? Who drafts their content? Who analyzes their data? Who organizes their digital life? That's the new enterprise frontier. Microsoft currently holds structural advantages in enterprise AI distribution. Apple holds structural advantages in hardware integration and privacy positioning. The showdown is not explosive, it's gradual, subtle. Layered into software updates, device refresh cycles, and procurement decisions, but it matters. Because enterprise AI isn't just about efficiency, it's about control of the digital workplace. And in 2026, Apple and Microsoft are no longer playing in separate arenas. They're converging at the same point. Who owns intelligence at work? That's the real enterprise AI showdown, and it's only just beginning.